Welcome to the Creatively Conscious podcast, where we interview industry professional graphic designers and educate beginner designers through conversation and experiences. You can listen on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Anchor, and also watch the action, emotion, and interaction unfold on YouTube. Thanks for everybody that's joining me today. In today's episode, we're going to be talking with Michael from We Creatives, and he's going to be telling us all about his journey through freelancing and his Instagram as he teaches us how to become a more confident and professional graphic designer. Throughout the conversation, we're going to learn how you can break out of a 9-to-5 and build up your skill set from being an absolute beginner. Also, we're going to be touching upon new perspectives that you might implement into your life to become a better designer in here. So without any more hesitation, let's jump into the interview. Okay, right. Hey Michael, welcome to the Creatively Conscious podcast. It's amazing to have you here today. You're my second guest, which is really awesome. I've known you for probably over 6 months now, so I'm really excited for this one because I feel like we really nicely connect on a personal level and we're going to have a lot to talk about here. But for the benefit of people that are listening and watching, can you kind of introduce yourself and tell us how you got into design and all that kind of stuff? Give us a little brief history of your design journey.
Yeah, for sure, Jacob. So first, thanks for inviting me to this podcast. I'm pretty honored to be here, to be honest. And yeah, man, I'm Michael. I'm 23 years old currently, and I'm a self-taught graphic designer, I want to call myself, because normally I'm an industrial mechanic working 40 hours a week, but I'm slowly building my design freelance business on the side. And yeah, it really gives me kind of free environment to grow in because I got my full-time job paying and stuff. And so I can build my business on the side. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. And yeah, hope I can ask all your questions.
Awesome. Yeah. So yeah, you're obviously like an industrial engineer. How do you find that when you have to come home and kind of do all your design stuff?
I mean, it's pretty great, to be honest, because when I'm at my main work, it's like just doing my work and stuff, and I really know it as of yet. So I can go home and my mind is totally free to really focus myself on designing and creativity, and it's not exhausting at all. Like, I'm working for my main job, like waking up at 5 a.m. in the morning or even 4 a.m. It's a pretty hard day. It works. It's like also your body gets exhausted, but I'm getting at home and I feel like happy about going into design because I think it's not my second job or something. I really think it's my passion. And yeah, that really helps me. I'm just happy to go home, making some coffee, eating some lunch, and then just go right into the design process and having fun on that.
Yeah, so you got kind of like two parts to your day. You've got like your work, and then you've got your passion, and it doesn't feel like they cross over. Because this is something that I kind of said to you
exactly.
a couple of weeks ago. Like, I work 9-to-5 as a web designer, and then I come home and I have to create all my creative stuff, my podcast, my Instagram, and it's quite draining because I've had to make like creative decisions throughout the whole day, so that when you actually get to doing what you enjoy doing most, which is like your side hustle or whatever,
that's like the great
exhausted.
thing about my job, because as a mechanic you have to do with totally different stuff. Like, I'm also programming stuff on a kind of computer in front of machines, but it's totally different to design. Like, it's really working with metal and stuff, like having something in your hands. It's totally different to designing, and this really gives me the feeling like I'm not going home and doing the same again. Need to work on something. I really love to work on something, and that's a great thing about it.
Yeah. So what actually got you into being a designer? Like, what intrigued you about it? Was it like the lifestyle, or how creative you could be?
Well, that's kind of cool question, to be honest, because the only intention was, like, it had no intention. I just was thrown into it because I got to vacation, I got some nice pictures, and we watched them on PC, and I thought, like, okay, these pictures look pretty nice, to be honest, but they don't look as much as in real life. Like, in real life, it was way more saturated. The light was way more perfect. Everyone knows it. on the phone, it just looks dead as in real life. So I thought
Yeah.
like, how can I enhance this? And I stepped into Photoshop. A friend of mine had the Adobe program back then, and yeah, he was kind of borrowing it to me. So I got into Photoshop, and then I started Googling how to enhance a picture there and stuff. And I put kind of lens flares on the sun and stuff, and it looked amazing at the outcome. And I was just
Yeah.
amazed by how much you can do actually with these programs. And that instantly got me catched. So I went into Instagram, thought like, hey, I'm gonna post my work, post some before and after stuff of my Photoshop manipulations. And after that, I came into logo design, branding, and all this stuff. Like, you know, it, you're on Instagram and you get this, yeah, like this big design field full in front of you. And then I slowly decided which direction I want to go. And that's what I get in. I just wanted to edit some bouquet pictures.
Nice, nice. Yeah, because this is what I talked about on the previous episode. The ability to kind of like emphasize real life, and taking something that might have not been in that environment and putting it in there, like through like image manipulation, or like enhancing imagery and making it pop a little more. Changing reality is what's quite nice about being a designer.
Yeah, man, you can pretty much create your own reality, to call it. Yeah,
yeah,
really makes
definitely
fun to design around it.
So the next thing I wanted to ask you was, obviously most designers kind of come into this, especially if they're new, and then of this kind of new age of being their own boss. Everyone kind of wants that nowadays. So what part of being a freelancer kind of made it desirable to you, and how did you think that you wanted to be a design freelancer?
Like, I just love the idea as everyone to work on your own stuff. It's not that like I'm not being a employee of someone. I want to be my own boss, but I also want to be like the boss of my own stuff I'm building up. Like, it's so amazing if you can work on something which is actually yours. Like, I would rather build my house instead of the house of some stranger to me. That's obviously so. I want to build my own legacy. I don't know, like my own career up instead of working for someone 40 hours a day and he's having a great time because he's sitting on my money and stuff. I
Yeah.
really want to put my time into my own journey, and it's totally okay if this maybe takes 10 hours a day instead of 8 hours a day, because I'm working for me. And this made me really become interested in this freelancing design stuff, because yeah, you can pretty much work on your own and also work from home as a designer, which is amazing because you don't need to get to your workplace. You got more time free on the day instead of driving all around. And yeah, that's the great thing about freelancing design, I think, building your own journey.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic to hear you kind of talk about it. You have a lot of passion over the
Yeah, definitely.
potential of being a freelance designer, and like you said, having to work for somebody else to just get like the praise is kind of what you didn't want to do. And also, yeah, I find I can relate to what you said about having a lot more time in your day because you're not having to do the commute. You can kind of, if you don't want to shower, you don't have to because you're not going to see people. I'm finding that recently because like we're in a lockdown in England and I'm working from home, but doing like my web design job from home, and it's just a lot more relaxing. And you feel like as soon as you clock out of work, you can go into the kitchen, make yourself some food. You haven't got to do like a half an hour to an hour commute to just get home. That's really a nice thing about it. So what is your North Star? You've talked about this on a post before, and you said that it's really important to have. Actually, I didn't preface to people that you are on Instagram. Your Instagram is the .creatives. Is that correct?
Yeah, totally right. It should be called We Creatives, but the username was obviously not free.
Yeah.
So I went for the We Creatives. So yeah, it's kind of confusing, but yeah, I'm running this.
I'll leave it in the description of this episode so everyone can get to there. Sorry, what were we going to say?
Yeah, man. And on We Creatives, I posted this post some time ago. What is your North Star in life, or do you need a North Star? And what I mean by that was like having a real goal, like a North Star to really look up. And this goal should be like 5 or 10 years in front of you. And yeah, for me, this North Star is personally to get my design fully out, like I'm living it fully, and I can travel around the world while living from my laptop, just going to amazing places together with my girlfriend. This would be like really my North Star, like just having this huge idea in mind what I can do with my life. And this really keeps me waking up every morning to something good and keeps me motivated. So yeah, man, my North Star is definitely, to sum it up, just travel around the world together with my girlfriend and making an income out of my passion, and this is design. So
Yeah,
that's
that's
an amazing goal
fantastic.
to wake up. Yeah.
Mm. I didn't have this as a prepared question, but like, what do you enjoy about like traveling around? How does it bring you so much joy?
I really love like visiting these different places. I also love to meet new people and stuff. Like I was just in Europe as of yet. I wasn't widely out of that, but I was also near to you, like in London, also in country, Spanish villages and stuff.
Mm.
So it just amazes me that you can visit different environments. Like in Germany, it's totally different. Like in London, because London is a big city and I'm living here in a smaller village. So it's great to, I think I just want to like see something new in my life
Like
to
different
get my
culture,
horizon. Yeah,
so
exactly.
that you can kind of
How
be
how
more
people,
empathetic of how other people live.
yeah, exactly. How people live, how they do live their day, and that's just amazing about traveling, and also the nature and stuff. It's just
Mm.
amazing to stand in front of a big cliff because I never seen this before. I would love to go to so many places in my life. During the Corona pandemic, it's not possible as of yet,
Mm.
but I planned so many trips already with my girlfriend, and hopefully this freelancing design brings me a bit closer to this goal to go around the world.
Yeah, well, really hope it works out for you because it definitely is the type of profession that allows you to do that.
Yeah,
I think
definitely.
for me, what got me into design was the fact that I could work from a laptop, and a laptop doesn't need to be connected
Yeah,
to anything.
exactly.
You can just
Yeah,
work solidly from that, and
exactly.
like
You're taking
yeah,
the next flight to Bali with your laptop in the package, and you can work from there. It's no problem. Yeah,
exactly, yeah.
that's really something great about it.
So how long have you been freelancing for?
Like for officially for about 1 year now. Like I started at the beginning of 2020 to go to the government here in Germany to really apply my business there. You need
Mm.
to fill out certain paper stuff, yeah, to get like your company set up.
Yeah,
And I made my company a Martin Design, and since then I'm starting officially freelancing. And the last year was pretty good. At the start, it was hard, like everyone, like everything at the start is hard. But I built myself up. I learned so much about client work and stuff, and it goes pretty good. 2021 is starting really good so far, and yeah, that's how I do it. Like just 1 year.
yeah, 1 year at a time.
Yeah, yeah,
But yeah, it sounds like you've learned a lot in that first year.
yeah, definitely.
Is there anything that you thought you wouldn't have to kind of learn and try to overcome?
I think one of the hardest things to learn for me was like how to really talk with clients and stuff. And I think also the design business in general, like I'm not an educated designer, I'm totally self-taught. So every design client who asked me, hey, can we do like clothing design for printing? And I was like, oh, do I know this? Do I know which kind of format he needs and stuff? But I said, yes, I will do it, no matter what. Maybe I did a lot of money loss on that because I took so much time Googling all the stuff, learning, taking courses.
Mm.
But yeah, that's like the biggest fear on my freelance design, that I made something which isn't the right thing for the client. Like he wants a logo for a big company sign, but I sadly exported wrong,
Mm.
and he got like pixelated, or I don't know, a bad graphic. So the biggest fear for me is definitely yeah, like to fuck up.
Yeah, no, I relate to that. Have has being on Instagram and having like the connections that you have now kind of helped you with that? Have you been able to like ask people for advice and that kind of
Yeah,
stuff?
yeah, it definitely helped me. Like, I don't know if I ask you sometimes some questions about how to export. I think I did, but
Mm.
I get a lot of connections for Instagram, which is amazing because you got these designers which also learned designing actually, but also self-taught designers which are way longer in the business right now.
Mm.
So they can totally help you on different questions. It helps a lot for me. Also gaining this daily content from all these designers, like Instagram feels like a huge library for this learning design,
Yeah,
and
I
that's
totally
just
agree.
amazing. So Instagram is really a big platform to learn design and also to connect with other people who are into design.
Mm. Yeah, I love that as well because yeah, you can get people that have 10 or 15 years in the industry,
Yeah,
and
right.
you can ask them something that you have no idea about, and they will give you straight up just the answer. You haven't got to go searching for it, and that's kind of
Yeah, yeah,
I've found the value of connections was having my Instagram because yeah, you could go out and you can try and buy courses or
yeah.
ebooks or anything that kind of covers that topic. But when you have like a really good connection with somebody, they will give you that value for free.
Yeah,
That's what I
exactly.
found.
Instead of Googling all this stuff, you can just go right to your favorite content creator where you connect a bit, where you maybe made friend with, and just ask him right away. He maybe will hop on a call with you and just tell it to you real quick. So that's pretty amazing.
Yeah,
I love also this helpful design community. It's like the most helpful community I know because everyone is like, hey, I will show it, hop on a call with me. That's amazing that someone takes away his free time to actually help someone other.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And also just like on the emotional kind of level as well, like we all have that kind of relatability, and people are always looking to just make sure everyone's kind of okay and like they're not
Yeah, yeah,
struggling and in that kind of
yeah,
sense,
yeah,
like in their
really.
mindset.
Like if I stop posting on Instagram for 6 days straight, like everyone would instantly go into the DMs, hey, are you doing good? What's the problem and stuff? Like that's
Yeah.
amazing. People are really caring about each other, and I really love that.
Mm. So obviously we've probably got a lot of people watching this that are wanting to be professional designers. But from your kind of point of view, when you dreamt of being a designer and you thought, I really want to make it, has there been anything that's kind of not exactly how you thought it would be? Has there been any kind of negatives about it or anything that you've struggled with a lot?
To be honest, I don't think so. I think everyone on the journey of getting a professional designer is something to learn. Like you need to learn every day, and there's no negative about it. Like I thought maybe some stuff is easier. Like it's easier to get your business spread on platforms like Instagram, but it's not that easy. It took over a year to build kind of good following, but I'm still starting out. So maybe I felt like things are going a bit quicker, but at the end, I need to say I'm thankful for everything on this journey.
Mm,
So I can learn every day some new stuff, and there's nothing I'm afraid of.
that's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like the biggest takeaway from that would be if you're looking to become a professional at anything, don't expect that it's going to come fast. You have
Yeah,
to put a lot
exactly.
of
The
effort
only
into it.
thing you need is really patience and consistency and the willpower to learn something new every day. That's for
Lovely.
sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's great. I think we're going to make that into a post.
Yeah, man.
So what advice would you give someone that wants to have their ideas respected?
Yeah, like I would say just start out with doing it and doing it passionately and be yourself about it. Like I think if some respect is much about how personal people is, like if someone is faking his content, for example, he's not gonna respect it at all on that. So if you want to work out your ideas and you want people to see you as a serious person posting this, you really need to be yourself and you need to be honest to yourself. Like if I don't have any idea of some of your questions, for example, I would say, hey, yeah, okay, sorry, I don't know this as of yet. I still need to learn it. I think, yeah, being honest with the people is the best way to really get respected as a designer and to get your content also respected.
Yeah, I found that definitely in myself when I started my own. Well, when I started as a web designer, because there were so many things that I didn't know. Fair
Yeah,
enough, I could design, but all these technical things that a client might ask, and I think I found that it's just okay to say that I don't know,
yeah,
and people
yeah,
will respect you
exactly.
way more um,
It's
for
it's
that.
way better to work the stuff out together with the client and tell them honestly, I never did something like this before, but I wanted to learn it. Maybe we can make a discount on the price, for example, so everything goes smooth and it's okay for you if it takes longer. I really would go for that. Like I did it
Yeah.
the same my way as I said a bit before. There are always stuff you need to do completely new and you need to learn it. So I would just go for it, do it, and yeah, I think it's totally okay to say I don't know this as of yet, but let's try it together.
Nice. So like if a client comes to you and wants something to be made, but you don't know exactly how to do it,
Yeah,
you would offer them like a discount and just say like, I'm happy to learn something new. Stay with me, like
yeah, yeah,
pay me to do it, but I'll do it for a discounted rate.
yeah,
And then
exactly.
yeah, you're both getting something out of it, which is
Yeah,
nice.
and that's a great thing about having a main job because you can do like such discounts. You can't do them normally because you need to live from this money you're earning. But if I got this full-time job is paying my life to the fullest, I can, yeah, like juggle around in my side business and really give these discounts and stuff. So it's pretty amazing to learn while having a main job, which is totally safe.
Yeah, it takes out that kind of desperateness of like
Yeah,
thinking, oh my god, I need to make all my money through this, and it needs
yeah,
to
yeah,
work and it needs
yeah,
to go
true.
well. Having that kind of main income is actually a nice way to kind of transition into being a freelancer, because
Exactly.
yeah, you're not going to
Yeah,
be scared of whether you can make payments on your rent or anything like that.
yeah,
So that's a massive thing to any of the viewers that are listening. If you want to be a freelancer, don't just quit your job. Like that probably would be
yeah,
the biggest
yeah,
baddest move that you could make. Make sure that you
yeah,
have
true.
a steady income coming in still, and try and dabble in like a side hustle. That's probably the
Yeah,
best
yeah, that's totally
advice.
true. If I can add one thing, like my plan is to, if my if my side business is paying someday just a half, like my current job I'm doing, I would say to my current job, hey, is it possible to work part-time so I can offer more time for my side business? And if my side business is totally okay with paying all my bills, I would quit my job first then. First, be sure that your job is 100% safe, like your side business. It needs to
Yeah.
be paying all the bills with ease, and then you can quit your main job. I would definitely agree to that.
Yeah, and this is the thing. Like with being a designer, it's a little bit tough sometimes because you don't know what work is going to come in each month. Obviously,
Yeah,
having like a full time job, you know that you're going to have like 40 hours a week, like you said, every
yeah,
single week, and that's going to come in consistently. Um,
yeah, exactly.
when you are a freelancer, sometimes you don't know unless you have like a retainer of like, this is the amount of hours that I'm going to put to each client every month, and they pay you that every single month. There's no true way of knowing exactly how much you're going to bring in and your income from your side business.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why you need to be careful. Yeah,
Yeah.
totally agree.
So like as a creator and like being on Instagram and all that kind of stuff, and kind of having your own design company as you do now,
Yeah.
did you did you have like a main source of inspiration that's kind of influenced your style? Because you definitely have like a distinctive style.
Yeah, like I think my style came through a lot of changes because at the start I didn't know anything about graphic design or nearly nothing. So I constantly built up my knowledge, and whenever I get something new and learn something new, like about alignment, white space, and stuff like this, I'm gonna improve also my style. And I think it's pretty much learning all the day if you can, like to build up your own different style And this was also the thing on Instagram. Like it really took me time to really find my own style, my distinctive style, where people say, okay, I know this is the style from We Creatives.
Mm, mm. So you had to kind of adapt along the way, learn different techniques, and think what really represents you.
Yeah, definitely. Because at the beginning, you don't know certain stuff and you can't develop a style right away. You going with like everyone is developing over a few years, so you can't just hold up with the style you're doing um, like for 5 years ago. I mean, if everyone was doing the same style they started with, we still would have totally messy interface on apps and stuff.
Yeah.
So you really need to adapt and yeah, go on with it.
Okay. Yeah. And does Instagram kind of give you that platform to have that huge inspiration kind of source, so that you know kind of what's trendy, what is being adapted, and kind of what looks good?
Yeah, definitely. Like when I changed the last time to the We Creatives theme with this white and orange, you maybe can see it then on my Instagram
Hmm.
channel. I really took me some 4 weeks off to really check what is going on right now. I checked your stuff a lot from other creators. I really took inspiration from a lot of creators on Instagram and tried to find what can I add, which is not that much seen or which is
Hmm.
not to be seen as of yet. And so this really helped me. Like I learned how what's in right now, what's going to be the thing in 2021, what can I change and stuff like that. So Instagram was a huge inspiration for creating an own style.
Nice. I really like that. Okay, so you touched upon how other creators kind of have influenced you, and you have a huge value for community, and like you always trying to
Yeah.
include people, but that's kind of difficult to do, and it's not for everybody. You're a very enthusiastic and friendly person, and you're always quite excited. It seems whenever I speak to you, you're always hyped.
Thank you.
Um,
Yeah, that's right.
and Instagram takes a lot of energy to be able to create all those connections all the time.
Yeah.
My question is like, how do you stay enthusiastic? Is it just ingrained within you?
Yeah, I would say like that. It's just like in my DNA. I don't know why I would say, but it's really like for in my school time, I was not that much of a cool guy because I was a bit chubbier than now, and I didn't had that much connections. I felt not like comfortable with myself,
Mm.
and one big thing which helped me so much about yeah getting to this motivated guy was to really um, appreciate myself as who I am, like being myself and being happy with myself. And right now I can say I'm 100% happy, and this makes me kind of feeling great about every day to meet new people because I want to introduce myself to them and build some connections up. And this also helped me so much in the process of We Creatives. Like whenever someone needs help, I really love to help them because right now I got this feeling like someone is maybe having not that good time as I am. Sorry,
Mm.
not
That's
get
right.
good time as I am, but I want to help him to get on my level, like the same hypeness, I would say.
Yeah.
So yeah, I really try to lift people with my mood up because I know where I come from and how it can be if you are not fully happy.
Mm. And this is the thing that I've seen, definitely, within myself. That confidence, it kind of grows over the years. And like you, I wasn't the most popular kid at school. I didn't have a huge amount of self confidence. So actually being online and kind of offering my value to somebody makes me feel more confident. But it also, yeah, it feels like you have a purpose because you're actually helping and serving people, and making, just even if you just make their day better or you make them smile, that's kind of
Yeah, yeah,
your
true.
achievement, isn't it?
I think Instagram is also such a great platform for people who are insecure with themselves to really build up some good friends because it seems like in our design community, like in the design community, you're like really much helpful and no one is following someone because he looks weird or something like this.
Mm.
Really, everyone is helpful to the other and respect the other. So people who got not that much friends in real life are going here onto Instagram and they may think different creators everyone is holding together, and I think this is gonna also give these people so much confidence for their real life. They maybe gonna change within them, being happy with themselves and starting to grow out, and to get more open to the people in the real life. So I think
Mm.
it's really a great tool here on Instagram to connect and yeah, having a good time together.
And that's amazing. How did kind of being on camera kind of elevate that confidence in yourself again? Because it's not easy to kind
Yeah.
of show up on your Instagram stories or show up in videos and teach people through presenting yourself with your face and whatever. How did you kind of overcome that?
Yeah, that's true. Like my biggest fear of coming in front of the camera on Instagram was this maybe like people from real life, like friends from me, gonna see it and say like, look what he's doing. He got 100 subs, and yeah, going in front of the camera, talking to some people. What is he doing? Like this was the biggest fear, that I maybe are not that cool anymore, but I totally overcome this because I thought like, hey, I'm doing this because I'm loving it, and else you accept that or you accept it not. It's my decision, so go with it. And that was the biggest fear. And when I started to actually go in front of the camera, it was pretty weird at the beginning. I think we can all relate to that because
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
weird to talk with your phone about some stuff. That's obvious.
yeah.
But within everything, you just need time, and you will adapt to that. Like you can say it by yourself. Your first videos in front of the camera, they looked cringe to yourself. Like you thought, what am I doing?
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But right now you're pretty much comfortable, and your way of talking into the camera leveled so much up, and it's pretty much like as you're talking with a real person right now. So I think it
Yeah.
all takes time, and it's also a process of becoming even more like confident about yourself.
100%, because you start this and you think, I mean, to even just build the confidence to press record and do it takes a lot. And then the next stage is posting it. Because then you think, well,
Yeah,
who is my audience? Are they people from like my childhood that are going to see me and think I'm weird or being, just strange?
yeah.
But if you continue to do that and you show success in that, those
Exactly.
people that thought you might have been a bit weird at the start have
Yeah,
so
yeah,
much respect for you, because
yeah.
you are actually doing something that you really want to do. And so many people are in this kind of this journey of just doing the same thing every single day,
Yeah,
and they're bored with their lives. So when someone steps out and does something different, they do see it as that they're surprised by it. And
yeah.
yeah, like I said, once you are able to do it confidently and you have so much ability from just repetition and doing it over and over, you gain their respect.
Totally agree. And I want to add something to this. Like you said, they're seeing your success and they're like, oh, wow, that's really something amazing. I'm not that guy who likes to stand above someone because I want to be on the same level with every person. But if someone is like bullying me because I was on this Instagram stuff and he said, what is he doing? What is he trying? And right now it's going through the roof. It's I don't like this feeling, but it's kind of payback to him, telling him, hey, you should be calmed down and let people do what they love to do, and
Mm.
appreciate someone's decisions, not always being like the guy who laughs about someone, because laughing at someone is super easy, but having like going under his arms and helping him with that is really some honorable stuff.
Yeah, yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
And I think we see there's a lot of people in our community that are young, because it gives them a platform to show their design work, and they're not going to be judged for their youth. Um,
yeah, yeah,
However, they're scared. I've had a couple messages from people that say they're really scared to show their face because they think it's not going to help them in the future when they want to get clients, because their
yeah,
clients are going to say, "Oh, you're young, you're like inexperienced." But you can spin that and say, well, if you show your face and show how good you are right now,
yeah,
um,
yeah.
at your young age, that's respectable in itself and honorable, like you said.
Yeah, exactly. I got the same messages, and the same tip I'm giving over and over again is to just do it. Because if the work is right, there's nothing wrong with showing your face. Even like a 12-year-old is like some math genius somewhere in, I don't know, China, America, I don't know, but they're respected for that they do it in this young age. So if you do your work good, you can start out as young as you are. There's nothing wrong with showing your face and people saying, oh, look at this young guy, what he's thinking, go on building a treehouse or something. No, he's doing amazing work and this will pay off definitely. So yeah,
Yeah.
just go on and be yourself, do what you love to, and try to do it good, and you will prove all these people who blamed on you wrong.
Yeah, 100%. That's
Yeah.
some brilliant advice. Obviously, you work 8 hours a day. You do your freelance stuff on the side. You do Instagram as much as you can. I think how many times you post in a week now? Every day?
It's about, yeah, almost every day. It really
Almost every day.
depends. It really depends on how much time I got in the week before, like for content creation. But we can say like 6 days per week I'm posting right now, and also big carousels, maybe IGTVs, some reels which I need to cut. So I think I already know your question, how I am gonna manage this
How are
all
you balancing all
together.
that? And
Yeah, man.
like we joked before, each of us having a girlfriend as well. Like, how do you balance your work, your passion, your
Yeah.
relationships? What's your biggest advice?
I try to explain it pretty quick. My biggest advice is just simply take the free time you have to the fullest. Like, never ever go onto the couch if you're home alone. Because if my girlfriend is here, I don't think about design. I won't go on Instagram. I won't go in front of the PC. If some client work needs to be done, if I got a deadline or something like that, she's totally supportive and say, yeah, do it, no problem. That's for sure. But I wanna, yeah, like focus on people more than my work. So if I come home from my 8 hour work and my girlfriend is at home the whole day, I don't even watch the PC and just doing a post maybe at 5 p.m. and then I go off, answering all the questions and stuff on the next day. But if she maybe got another shift than I, and I'm coming home and I'm totally alone for 3 or 4 hours, I go instantly in front of the PC, creating content, doing my client work and stuff like that. Because it would be just bad if I go onto the couch watching some YouTube videos or just hanging around when I got time to spend on what I wanted to build. Like if you're really into something, you need to take every second you got free to work for that. So I try to manage it whenever I'm 100% alone. I try to get onto work. That's that's
That's
like the
great.
the only advice. Whenever I'm home alone, I go in front of the PC, working on my client work, working on my business, checking some concepts, learning myself, developing something out of me. And yeah, man, like that's it. Whenever you got time, do it. When you got no time, enjoy the time with your family, with your friends, with your girlfriend, or you need to go to work. Yeah.
Yeah,
So I
because
hope you get an idea what I meant to say.
I need this within myself. I had a conversation with my girlfriend the other day, and it was something that I need to work on. I'm fully my work outweighs the value that I put on into the time that I have with my relationships, and having that advice, which is amazing advice, is really helpful for me because I think
Yeah.
also
Yeah,
when
me
you
and you.
hustle, you kind of switch off from people,
Yeah.
and being able to integrate back into society in that kind of way and actually really value the time that you have around people,
Yeah.
is great advice, because so often I've kind of shut myself away because I think, right, I'm doing this for my career, it's really valuable, and everyone around me should see that,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
but what they see is that you being independent and kind of shutting yourself away.
Yeah, exactly. If you're at work and I need to decide whether should I go to answer some comments right now or should I go to the group and talk with them? I go to the group and talk with them because I can answer these comments when I'm totally alone. I don't know. I got a lot of time alone. You just recognize how much time you got on the day if you really think about it. Like you always catch yourself if you're just eating your food in the morning and sipping a coffee mug, but no one's here, and you thought like, hey, I could use this 1 hour to actually do something and maybe sip this coffee mug beside it. So really think about how much time you really got And yeah, the time when someone is around you, really, I would spend it with him.
Yeah, so be conscious and aware of your day,
Yeah,
when you're with people, when you're not with people, and
yeah.
yeah,
And
balancing that
what's
kind of
also
thing.
a big part about this is if you can fully shut down when you're in front of other people, like not thinking about your business and stuff, is when everything is done. So it's so great to put out content in advance. Like you also do this. I think you schedule your content for like 2 weeks straight in
Yeah,
the future, and that's such a big thing because you're way more calm if you know everything is set, everything is done. You just need to put it out and everything is okay. But if you know I need to do that, I need to do that, you the people are here, but you're thinking about your business, and that's not healthy at all. Not for relationships, not for everything.
because you might turn around and kind of snap at somebody, when you didn't mean to. It's just that your brain is somewhere else, and you
Yeah,
kind of got built up a little bit of anxiety about whether you're not going to meet a deadline or anything like that.
exactly. Yeah, man.
Yeah. So obviously, you say that all your time is kind of spent, when you're alone working on things, for your business, and for your own passion. Is there anything that you love to do that's not design related? Do you have a passion for anything else?
Yeah, like I think no
Me,
one does this know. As like one or two close friends, I really love skateboarding. Actually,
me too.
you too. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
that's something
amazing. I
new.
didn't know this from you, but yeah, in summertime when the weather is right, I go after work to my friend and we drive to the nearest skate park and we go skating. So it's also such a great like I'm really hyped about doing this because I can fully turn off the design thing and the business aspect and just having fun on the skate course. And yeah, that's like a side passion of me.
Yeah, nice. Like an activity that
Yeah,
kind of gets
yeah.
gets you in that space again where you're not thinking about work.
Yeah, exactly. And
Yeah.
this also leads into creativity because when you're not thinking about stuff, you get the best ideas, I think.
Oh yeah, 100%. I relate to that a
Yeah,
lot. Either if you're driving in your car, or like when you're not stressed out and trying to press them, that's when the best creative ideas come in.
yeah,
100%.
exactly.
The next thing I wanted to ask you was, where do you see your Instagram journey going? And does it like feed back into your business? How often are you trying to find clients and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah. So I need to say I would love to see it going up, but to be honest, I know it will go up and down and down and up and up. It's pretty much like a line going down and up because Instagram is a hard place, but I would myself to be like 10K at the end of the year. That would be super amazing. But I don't know how this is possible. Maybe it is possible. I think I can achieve it, but I don't want it to set myself too high goals because I'm more the guy who likes. I always was in school and said like, hey, maybe it's this great, and then it was one better because I thought I'm feeling more happy if I set myself smaller goals and reach them actually or overtop them instead of reaching too high goals and say, damn, I didn't catch that goal. So
Yeah.
my Instagram goal would be definitely for this year 10K, and for the next years to build a really big community and to really build something up. Like also getting a website, getting kind of chat going on with many people, like building up a real platform to help each other. That would be the intention of We Creatives and also my Instagram journey.
Yeah, because I wonder if there was a way that you could build, a way to identify how many people you've actually helped, because you're so community based and you're always trying to share the thoughts of other people that might be, smaller accounts. You kind of give them a platform, but also like anybody that messages you about design, you're on it. You're straight away answering all the
Yeah,
questions that
thank
people
you.
have. Is there any way that you can kind of create a service that you can track how many people you've actually helped?
Yeah, that would be amazing. Like just having a website where people can sign up to ask their question or something like this. So I can really take statistics about how many people asking per day or stuff like this, how many people I helped, and also making it into a business afterwards, into having real coaching calls or something like this, 1 or 2 hours long. Like this would be really the intention to gain an income through helping other designers. Yeah, man. But as you just said, it would be great to have this kind of website and yeah, get things going to go even closer together. But before this, I want to get some really high audience, like not just a 5K on Instagram, what is impressive for sure, but I really want to grow really big first there, and after that I can yeah like spread to other platforms, also a website and stuff. I love to focus on one thing. That's why I'm building my Instagram currently right now, and then we go from that.
Nice, nice. I'm gonna skip that question because I see that we're like almost at like 45 minutes. Yeah, so I touched upon in the last question, how important is it to you to give smaller creators a voice? And kind of with your platform, you do a huge amount of guest posts, so smaller accounts, what is it, below 1,000?
Yeah, it's like below 1,000, but right now it's also like everything under 3K. Above 3K, I wouldn't say I would feature you because I mean you already got that audience. I really love to help these young people who are doing great work, but they need to be seen because Instagram is a hard place to like grow on your own. So you really rely on shout outs and stuff like that. And it's amazing that I have right now a lot of followers to actually give to people this platform. And I just love to do this.
Yeah, and has it kind of altered your perspective on who you take advice from? Because like obviously your eye has been opened to people that are kind of, yes, they might be on their in the like the beginnings of their journey, but it kind of says that like, oh yeah, everyone's advice is you have to respect everybody's advice because you never know who's going to give you that golden piece of advice or a suggestion that is really amazing.
Yeah, exactly. That's also the reason because I'm following a lot of people. They're they're below 1,000 followers, or even 500 or even 100, because I like the people and I like their content. I don't see these numbers anymore. I made a post some really long time ago where I yeah like thought about Instagram without having numbers, and that would be amazing because there's so many great creators who are just judged by the amount of numbers they have because they're just starting out. They don't look at the content, they look at the numbers. Like if someone have 80K followers, you're way much more likely to hit that follow button instead of a guy who's just having 50 followers because it's that social proof. And it's amazing for me to have right now a platform to help these young people because I would love to have this on my own. Like I was at 200 followers and like, yeah, we the closest friends, we shouted out ourselves, but there was no such big account to say, hey, you're interested in a guest post, what would you do? And that's the thing I want to provide. I really want to help like this mindset developed within me like for 1 or 2 years right now, really try to help people also in my real life just to yeah help my neighbor going grocery shopping and stuff like this. Like I really developed this helpful mind and I feel good about it because making someone happy makes you even more happier, I think.
It does,
And
yeah.
that's the great thing about these guest posts because you get so much love from these people. They're just hyped that they get shout outed by such a big page. And that's also a message to all my followers. If you see such a guest post, please check the creator. Like before you write a comment on this post, go over to the creator and check his content first, because that's the reason why this guest post is here, to give the attention to these guys.
Yeah,
That's
love
what I
that.
want to set right now.
There you go. No, that's amazing. Yeah, because it definitely doesn't it doesn't reflect the amount of followers that you have doesn't reflect on your value that you put out. And like you said, people can be judgmental on how many numbers you have, and if you are below 1K, it often is difficult to get the exposure that you deserve. And what Michael's doing, which is amazing, is taking smaller accounts and giving them a platform so that they can actually have their messages that are incredible messages heard by the, you're almost at 6K now, 6,000 people that follow Michael, which is amazing. What's your biggest piece of advice that you would offer to new designers that are trying to get into the industry?
I think I just said it a little bit before. It's definitely the willpower to learn every day, because that's crucial for building up your skills as designer. You don't need to say like, oh, I've know design pretty much good right now after 1 month. No, you don't. Like, I'm still learning after the third year right now. I'm still getting so much better because I learn a lot. If you, especially a self-taught designer, you don't get this basic info because you really need to build up from the ground. So yeah, the advice would be definitely the willpower to learn every day, consistency, and having definitely a patience on it. Like, never give up. For me, it took like over a year to actually get that little boom who says me, hey, you're going into the right direction on Instagram in terms of growth. Before that, I just was posting every day and nothing was happened, because you need this patience. And also as designer, like, there will be maybe no single client in the first year, or maybe just some people, yeah, like paying $20 for your work. But have this patience, keep on dreaming about what you love to do, and you will definitely get, yeah, like, you will get good at it. That's for sure.
That's amazing. Well, I think I'm going to end the visual on YouTube here. Can you kind of explain a little bit where people can find you? You say you're on Instagram at the We Creatives. You say it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So yeah, you can find me right now just on Instagram, because just as I said, I like to build one platform up. You can find me right now on at d.we.creatives. But you can also just type in We Creatives and you're gonna re-select it to my post. And yeah, you can find me there. I give some helpful advice about design and doing a lot of guest posts. So if you're an Instagrammer searching for some exposure to maybe start your Instagram journey in 2021 right away, go over, shoot me a message, and I would be happy to connect with every one of you. So yeah, that's it.
Definitely, yeah. If you've seen this podcast and you like Michael from what you've seen, definitely shoot him a message and tell him that you came from this podcast. It would be really interesting to know.
Yeah, man. That would be pretty amazing.
I'm going to end the video off here. I'm obviously going to do an outro after, so I'll see you there. Thanks so much to everyone who's made it this far in the show. It's seriously amazing to talk with Michael. I've known him for such a long time, and it was amazing to hear his thoughts upon freelancing and being an Instagram creator. I hope you can find something educational to take away from this episode, but if you want more educational content about design, go and follow me over on Instagram at hedges.design. Make sure to let me know that you've been listening to this episode. Send me a DM, and also don't forget to follow Michael. His link will be in the description below. If you're watching on YouTube, that's all for today. However, stick around on platforms like Spotify, iTunes, and wherever you get your podcasts for an extra 20 minutes of audio only footage. We're going to be delving into quick-fire questions that Michael has prepared for me, and also some that I've prepared for him. So if you want a little bit more entertainment, stick around, and I'll see you there. Have a wonderful rest of your day.